Hi guys, my name is Perla Garcia and I will be teaching you how to solve motion problems. So the first problem we have here is a ball is thrown upward from a 50 feet platform with an initial velocity of 40 feet per second. We are given the function, which is st negative 16t squared plus VO t plus s. The questions that will be asked basically are write the position function for the ball, write the velocity function for the ball, write the acceleration function for the ball, find the maximum height attained by the ball, find the average velocity at 1, 2, find the instantaneous velocity at t1 second and t2 seconds. And lastly but not least is when does the ball hit the ground? Okay, so for step A, we are giving this function, right? This function is given to all of these type of problems. So basically, we plug in what is given to us, which is 50 feet and the 40 feet for velocity, the initial velocity. So now for step A, we plug it in. So S t equals negative 16t squared plus 40t plus 50. Okay, this is the position function of the ball. Now for step B, we want the velocity function for the ball, which will be the derivative of this function, which will be negative 32t plus 40. Now the third step is finding the acceleration of the ball. Sorry, I forgot the t here. The acceleration of the ball will be the derivative of this, the velocity. So it'll be negative 32. Okay? So now for step D, let's see, D, we're trying to find the maximum height attained by the ball. So basically, we're going to set the velocity function to 0. And solve for t, which gives us 1.25. And now this will be plugged into the original function, which is the position function, which is negative 16. Plug it in plus 40.25 plus 50. This will give us negative 25 plus 50 plus 50, and altogether will be 75. So this will be the maximum height attained by the ball. Okay, so for step E, we're trying to find the average velocity of the ball. So to find the average velocity, since we're using velocity, we're going to use the velocity function, which is negative 32t plus 40. Okay, we're trying to find the average velocity of 1 and 2. So we're going to plug these two numbers into this function. So the first one will be negative 32. Plug in 1 plus 40. This will give us 8. Now the second one will be negative 32. Plug in 2 plus 40. This will give us 24. Now we're trying to find the average velocity. And finding the average velocity, we all know that we add the two numbers and we divide it by 2. So this will be negative 16 divided by 2 equals negative 8. That is the average velocity. Now for step F, we want to find the instantaneous velocity at t1 t2 and t2. But we already found this from the last step, so we know that t1, we plugged it into the velocity function. So t1 was 8 and t2 was negative 24. Okay, we already plugged this in the velocity function. So that is the instantaneous velocity at second 1 and at second 2. Now, when will the ball hit the ground? We're going to use the velocity function again. And going to solve for t. This will give us 125, and then we'll multiply that by 75. And this will give us 93.75 seconds. Feet per second. Sorry about that. Okay. And that is pretty much covering all the questions that were in this problem. And just to make sure, we'll do another problem. Okay, so the next problem will be a ball is thrown upward from a 40 feet platform with an initial velocity of 60 feet per second. So we already know what the original function is that they give us. We plug it in. Okay. We're gonna go a little bit faster on this one. Okay, now B, we're trying to find the velocity function, which is the derivative of the position function. Now the average velocity, negative 32. Okay. Now we're trying to find the maximum height attained. Again, we set it up to 0. We find t, which in this case is 1.87. We plug it in into the original function. We get negative 55.9, which will round it to 60. We get 112 plus 40. So all of this together will be 192. Sorry, 92.2. This is the height attained by the ball, the maximum height attained. Now E, trying to find the average velocity at 1 and 2. Okay, so the average velocity function again, it's Vt negative 32 t plus 60. We plug it in. We plug the other one in. And we find the numbers, which is 28, and this is negative 4. And again, we add these two and divide it by 2, so it's negative 24 divided by 2 gives us negative 12. Okay, that gives us negative 12. Now for step F, finding the instantaneous velocity at t1 and t2. Like I said, we found that at the step before, which is 28. and this is -4. Okay. And now, when the ball hits the ground, again, to 0, -32 plus t plus 60, t equals 60 divided by 32. This will give us 187 times 92.2, which we found in step D, the maximum height attained. And this will give us 172.87 feet per second. I hope you learned a lot during this process. This is how you find all of your answers to the questions to the problem. Thank you so much. This is the end. Bye.